Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu from the Box Press Studio, Seth Geis, and from the Pastani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Got the fucking Star of Bethlehem over my right shoulder, baby. Let's go.
There you go, buddy.
Hope
Jets
that
won a
didn't offend
football game.
anybody. Hope that didn't.
Stop the presses. Whoop, whoop.
They did win a football game. Look at Baker
300
with that
yards.
comeback, man.
It's like, who do we have in quarterback? Joe Flacco? I don't know what happened there. 300 yards.
Joe Flacco was tearing it up in Cleveland, man.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So today we are talking about the La Aurora 120th Anniversary Churchill. Cigar is 7-inch by 47. Comes out of the La Aurora factory in the Dominican Republic. Wrapper's Dominican Habana 92. Binders from the Dominican Republic. And the filler is from the Dominican Cibao Valley. Cibao Valley, is that how you say it? Cibo?
Cibao,
You
yeah.
know, I have
Wow.
never known how to pronounce it, so I just never say it.
All right, perfect. Well, I threw myself
Kind
out
of sounds
there.
like I was kind of,
Beep-ow.
whenever I read it, I think of
Beep-ow.
like ciabatta bread.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
It's like the ciabatta. It's like a half a ciabatta sandwich valley.
There you go.
There you go.
It is blended by Manuel Yanoa. Price point is $16.10. Cigar was released in September of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
I thought overall the cigar was lacking. It's I got this like construction paper kind of note in mixed with cedar. It was just way too much of this like woody papery sort of a note to it. Um, yeah, it's just this is another one of those anniversary cigars that just doesn't hit like what most anniversary cigars don't do a good job of.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
I mean, God, June, you make some points, but at the same time, man, it's gosh.
Just agree. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I agree. So listen, yeah, I mean, there's these core flavor profiles of like mineral, barnyard leather, and I had this really strong bitter chocolate finish, which was kind of weird because it's like mineral front and then it's like this chocolate finish, and it kind of it was odd. At least I got that. But then again, it's all Dominican, so what do you expect? So, and that just kind of continued through the second and final third. It became a little bit more, mineral and harsh in the final third. The construction was a little off. Draw was fine. Medium in strength and body, just lacking in complexity. John?
Well, Seth doesn't like a Dominican cigar. I'm definitely keyed up because I don't like it either. I mean, it was okay. I think the issue for me is that I was looking forward to this from the trade show. I know La Aurora's made some like absolute knockout banger cigars in the past. So perhaps it was my expectations were the issue. I thought it started out very promising the first third. I actually wrote like 3 paragraphs of tasting notes. I had like mild graham cracker, light spices, nuttiness, creaminess, a little bit of wood to offset the sweetness. And I was like, okay, yeah. This is what La Aurora does. This is, this is really good. And then kind of went in the second, and it was just like, it was like when a car engine blows the stack and you just kind of see all that power disappear. And it just kind of like all those notes just kind of faded away as it progressed. And it just kind of mostly became tannic wood and earth forward. And I was like, well, that's not as good. And the last third was really just creamy wood, tannic wood, earth. And just kind of played with those notes. So, all that exciting, engaging, dynamic quality that was there in the first third just seemed to evaporate. So I don't know if it was maybe blended for a certain tasting panel, maybe. Just throw that out there. But, on a Churchill with a 3-hour and 23-minute smoking time, I kind of need a little bit more. Burn was a little bit wavy. Had to do a touch up in the second third. Had to do a relight in the last third. So that kind of knocked it down a little bit. Draw was perfect though, so that was really nice. So pretty much just above that average mark for me. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, the cigar starter was toasted oak, earth, and bold baking spice. Baking spice transition to black pepper pretty quickly. Second third saw the toast level pick up a bit, and then the final third saw a menthol mintiness join in and kind of build up. I thought the cigar had a nice start, kind of the rest of you guys did. Had a basic combination of flavors, but they were well delivered. Profile took a step down in that second third as the flavor delivery mellowed a bit and kind of just remained at that level the rest of the way. And not a bad cigar, but nothing really exciting. Didn't really deliver on what I expect from a anniversary cigar, and especially 120-year celebration. But not something I'm going to come back to. I don't know if a different Vitola is better or not, but it's kind of expensive. Didn't really wow me here, so I was hoping that 47 ring gauge was going to be the key here, but just didn't kind of deliver it that way. So, all right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with Seth at 6.22. John gave it a 5.9. I gave it a 5.85, and Jiunn gave it a 5.6. So, Seth, how'd that 6.22 match up for you?
Never looks good when I'm leading the pack of an all Dominican cigar at 6.22. So, yeah, it's just it was really lacking. There wasn't enough complexity, depth, anything. It smoked really young. I know what you're saying by like it seemed like it was just for a certain palate. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely right. It's really disappointing for 120th anniversary. I guess they figured no one else has one, so it's not like they're competing against anyone. So it's
this is what 120 years tastes like, guys.
You want to know what 120th anniversary looks like? Come smoke this shit. So, yeah, but no, the price isn't. It's 1610. It's high. I'm not going to go buy it again. We're not going to go buy it, but like overall, like I kind of feel like. I don't know. I would have been okay if they'd priced it like 25 and made the blend a little bit better. You know what I mean? I would have got it. It's 120th anniversary. So, yeah.
So,
all right, John, 5.9.
Sorry, did the score match up well? I'm so confused.
Did it? Yeah. I mean, 6.22, that's probably a little high. I think that was being kind. I'd probably say low sixes, high fives is adequate.
Yeah, my 5.9. Yeah, totally matches up well. Obviously held back by the draw issue, pardon me, the burn issue. And at 5.9, regardless of whether it's an anniversary or whether it's a cheap or expensive or in the right sweet spot, below a 6.2, there's so many cigars in the market. There's so many La Auroras in the market. That's probably not something we're going to return to.
Yeah, my 5.85 matches up well. Above average flavor profile. Construction was pretty good. I mean, just slightly wavy burn, slightly tighter draw than I prefer, but it kind of gets to the high fives. Not something I'm going to come back to. All right, Jiunn, 5.6.
It's not worth it. I mean, I said this about La Aurora before, but just if you pick up their cheaper and kind of core line items, they taste way better than most of these like limited editions that come out. So, and you're only spending like, I don't know, $5-6. Well, it's probably more than that now. I'm thinking pre-COVID, but still pretty cheap.
Yeah. All right, any final thoughts from you guys on this one?
I don't know. I do wonder how much of my expectation went into this because, you and I saw them at the show. I think that was probably one of the top 8, top 7 cigars you're looking forward to after the show. So I don't know how much that played into it, but I am a little disappointed. Honestly, I'm personally disappointed because I kind of expected this to be mid to high 6s and maybe even something that was competing, in our cigar of the year list.
Yeah.
La Aurora's shown that they can put out stuff like that, and they've done like to this day the 100 Años is like one of those legendary releases that like to me is one of the best cigars ever released, bar none.
Yeah.
So they've got the tobacco, they've got the blending knowledge. I just kind of fell short. A little disappointing.
I'm a break, man. They've been doing it for 120 years. They have one
well,
fucking bad year,
like,
man.
Don't use 120-year-old tobacco is what I'm saying. Use tobacco that's 10 years old, not 120 years old, because that's too old. That's too old.
Do you ever think that sometimes, and Cuba doesn't have this problem, so that's the great thing about communism, is that, do you ever think that maybe this whole they're like, shit. Well, you know what? The aged tobacco thing, they just have it lying around because they haven't used it and it looks sexy. But you have to know that
100%.
they know it's lacking in some flavors.
Well, why would you have tobacco? So since tobacco is money, why would anyone have tobacco just laying around when it's like it's like a whiskey company with barrels of whiskey, and they're like, "Are you going to bottle that and sell that?" And they're like, "Nah, we don't like money."
I think they just like have it lying around because it makes up for their little like it's like dicks. It's like look how much dicks we got lying around. That's how they look at this in this industry. They don't look at the money. You know what I mean? I wonder, have we ever asked Skip about? I want to know Skip's opinion on this.
Oh, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Well,
you'll get it. He loves talking tobacco.
Leftover tobacco and dicks. There you go, guys. That's an aged cigar for you.
I mean, to your point, it is because certainly, if depending on the run of cigars. So for the audience out there that aren't aware, the scale of the project determines how much tobacco you need. So if you're only doing like a couple hundred boxes, you can put in some pretty funky tobacco that really hasn't been used or is really aged or is special, and you've only got a limited quantity of it. That's the nice thing about doing smaller runs. If you do a regular production run, you need to not only have that tobacco, but you need to have a continuous supply of that tobacco. So, it's certainly possible. It's kind of one of those funky projects where they're like, listen, we have this special tobacco that's just sitting there. We know we're going to produce so many boxes. We can use it for that project. But
I'm looking at this packaging in these boxes. The packaging doesn't even look as nice as some of their other stuff. We've talked about the cigar way too long. I could go shit on them for a little bit longer, but like it's just, yeah.
All right. Wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
I got one more thing to